Hi, this is Natalie from PaperFlora, and I wanted to go through a couple of the new centers we have. You may get them in your kit or in your template. So I wanted to go through some of them so you can see how they work. Let me start with first this one. This is a new center we have. It comes in, if you get it in a kit, it will come already cut like this, of course. They come in 2, 3, 4 sizes depending on what style flower you have. And what I do with these is I just bend them all up. There's lots of different things you can, kind of different looks you can get from this one. That's so you can see. Just crease them a little. You can now bend these little circles. Bend them down. You could bend them up. Just depends on what you want your center to look like. And I give it a little squeeze. Then I do the same thing with the next size. I'm going to go bend them all up. Then for a different look, I'm going to, right there where the circle meets the stem, I'm going to bend them back this time, just so you can see what it looks like. You could bend one forward, one back. You could bend them all forward, you could bend them all back. It just depends on what you like. I'm going to squeeze it in a little bit. Put a dab of glue, put that inside there. There you have our new poppy type center. Another new center we have are these strips. And what you do with these, you could leave them straight, you can curl them. I prefer them curled, so I'm going to just curl them a little bit. I'm going to play around with these if you like them curled in, like them curled out. Then I start by, I'm going to have these curled out. So I run this through here just kind of to show the paper that that's what I want it to do. When I go back to glue it, it already has that memory of, oh yeah, I'm folding in a circle. So I'm going to start with just a dab of glue. And you could still use your stylus or whatever you're going to use to start making it into a circle. Run it a few times. Dab some glue. Keep turning. Make sure you're having this flat so it doesn't get wider at the top. Keep turning. Till you get to the end. Then I flatten it down at the bottom. And start attaching the next one. Those of you that have this as a template, you can cut out 4 or 5 of these so you can get it really full. You can make it longer. You can make it taller. It's kind of up to you depending on how you want to resize it. But this is the size that it comes in. If you're familiar with your Cricut or your Silhouette, if that's what you're using, and you can make it larger, then it's just up to you. And that's it. You can fold them back. I use a lot of these with the succulent templates that we have, and you get that that spiky kind of center. Now I'm going to show you what to do with this type of center. This comes in different shapes, just because I'm showing you right now just this petal, but it's the same idea. You've got 4 petals that are one a little bit larger than the other. So it doesn't really matter what shape the petal is on the outside, it's the same idea. So I'm going to fold these up. I'm going to use, oops, this gluey stylus. I'm going to fold them in. Same thing here. Bend these up. By bending the petals up and creasing them, it gives them a little kind of nest to sit in when you put one inside the other. So I'm going to crease these up. Remember, it's just paper. You can fold it, you can unfold it, you can refold it. So if you don't like the way it's turning out, just refold it or rebend it or manipulate it in some way that makes the way you want it to look. Okay, I'm going to put this one inside here. I'm going to tweak it just a little bit so it's not, one petal on top of another. It's a little bit at an angle. Now if I wanted, I could put that in the middle, or I could close these up even more. Just by bending and creasing them a little bit. You can also add a dab of glue if you want it to stay like a tight bud like that. Now for instance, if you want this maybe to be bent out, that last petal. So there's another one. This is the rose petal center. It's a little bit more difficult. Not really, I don't want to say difficult. It has a little bit more technique in it because you need to have that center rose that kind of bends back and forth. So let me show you how we do this one. This I'm going to, again, fold it, create those creases. The smallest one, I'm going to go in, bend them all in one direction, so they're all going to go in. And you take the two opposite. You can do one inside the other. I like to do it one out, one in. Put a dab of glue here, a dab of glue there, and hold it until I get the closeness that I want. You can go very tight, you can go very loose. Depends on what kind of look you want your rose to have. Once that is dry, I'm going to go back and do the same thing here. Dab of glue. And hold it up to get the look that I want. And I just pinch the bottom because that's where the glue is. And I hold it there until it sets. Then I take the next size. Again, fold up all those, got glue all over me. Fold up all those creases. Here I'm going to add a little bit more dimension. So I'm going to go up. And take this one back. And take this one up. And maybe. So I have two going, both going up. I have one going up and back. You can do them all up, you can do them all back. It all depends on what look you want. I want one that has a little bit more flare to and curl to the bud. So first thing I'm going to do is put this right in the middle. Now I'm going to show you what you need to do is start with the opposite. So these two, where they meet, I want to start with these two. So I'm not going to put bud on top of bud. I hope that makes sense. So since I ended with it where they meet on both sides, that's the next level. I do like the way this one is curled a lot more, so I'm happy with that. So I'm going to make this one more of a line that's going to go up with the beaded glue instead of just a little dot, because I want it to group a little bit higher. Check this. This one's nice too. I'd like a little bit more definition here, so I'm going to curl this one back. So don't be afraid to play with the paper. Like I said, I've actually folded it, unfolded it, and folded it again a different way until I get the look that I like. Hold it until it completely adheres. And then this is the last one. I'm going to go up. Here you can play with the petals a little bit more, depending on how much curl you like, or maybe not so much. I think I'll do both on this one. You can also curl it so that you're curling all the way down. So instead of just the tip, go through and curl all the way down. Okay, when I'm done, I'm going to add a little bit more glue right there. And I'm going to place this one right inside there. Normally when I'm doing the rose, I don't adhere this last set of petals. I like it to be a little more natural, so once I put the smallest row of petals all the way through this one, once that's gone all the way through the circle, then I can just, that's what I did here. I just placed it right in the middle, and it forms up naturally by itself and becomes that pretty center rose. And you just place it right inside, and you've got another full rose.